Hey people, that last movie I showed how I come about this and why I called it a spell. So I'm going to break it down and show you the words that are in this that's blended together. So it sounds like it was written by the scribe of the king or scribe of a commander of an army or something. So they say this is why do rage the nations and the people plot a vain thing and set themselves the kings of the earth and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, the Messiah. But what this says, it tells why. It says lame regs, RGS, regulations, regs. Lame regs, and then read the other direction here, GRU. Lame regs grew shoe. GRU, GRW, and then the SHU, the shoe guys. And so lame regulations have grown the shoe guys. The shoe is the medicine man. They grew some lame regulations about medicines. Medicines were getting expensive. And Lami's jig of fire. And the Lami's jigga, Jeggu, jigga, 2 G's, a dot in it. Jig of fire, backwards and forwards of fire. Lami is a quilted jumper, thick quilted jumper, a duffel coat, worn in cold weather by sailors. And Lami's jig of fire. And Lami's jig of fire, they're kicking around the fire and contemplating. You see in this word, it only comes up one time, but they say it usually means to conspire or plot. Reges and to jig, to plot, or to roar, to plot, to devise, to meditate, to think about it, to sit around kicking the fire, thinking about what to do. This fire reads backwards, forwards, FIR, and then this IF goes with the next line. If it, fit it sets into. Fit it sets into. We jigging a fire and fitting it sets into. And then back the other way, of its city. Fixing to burn the city down. The king is leechy here. From leech its share. The arts, the drugs, the writs, the arits. From leech its share are its the kings, That's the word for the kings. From leech its share are its. The ones that leech its share. Where using is of the rulers, where using is. M, final M is a S, where using is. From leech its share where using is. They're fixing to burn the king out. And the news duty had. The one who's on duty had to bring the news. In U.S., the news, do, and then backwards, DHY, the duty, the due day, your work day, the duty. Then the other way, HD, had all, have you, the wall, which ism, shy, who. The news duty had is all, have you, the wall, and then backwards, forwards, which ism, shy, who. The wall that you don't want to be chained against, where you're going to get beat, the beat down wall, the Messiah. And so that's what Messiah means, is which is from Shai who. If your name is not on the wall of Vietnam, it means you survived, that's all it means is, which is Shai who. Messiah is never going to show his face. That's what it means, from shy, who, the one who's shy and doesn't show. It just means it's not there. Messiah means not there. And then this kind of blends in with the next line, this you. From shy, when, WN, when it to fee to 'em, it wears 'em. User what time to. When it fee, F-E, when it fee to feet, fetters or chains on your ankles, fetters, and it comes from this F-E, which means iron, the iron to 'em, it wears. The iron, let us break the pieces of their bonds. Break the chains, the irons on your legs, the feta, the iron to what 'em wears, to wears 'em, use or what time to. When slice, cast away, when slice it off, when you cut off the chains. And then there's 4 M's here, from mom, from momum, from when manu, of time to. Manu right here, manu. When it turns around and reads the other way under here, it's 1 M, N-N-U, manu. And Manu is the god that holds the scales and when you die. And that's why you see the word obituary here, obituary. And of time to. Manu's time to, right after you die, you go to the scales. Jews who vessen, bashes, mashin. Jews, this is Jews with a J-U-S-E, Jews. And then backwards the other way, the Y, meaning how or who, the Jews who, and then ves in, V-S-V, ves in, vest, to fill in. The Jews in filling, investing, investing. Bashes, B and then 2 S-H's, bashes, and then back the other way, mashing. The bashes, mashing. And then from the end is from Jimmy's, from J-M-Y-S. From Jimmy's is chief. In day logum lame to, crippling. They're writing a tab that they know you can't pay, so you're working forever. You're forever on their clock. The Jews who vest in bashes, mash. Bashes, mash. That's when you're making liquor, you're bashing mash. Bashing, mashing from Jimmy's. Usually they say Jimmy's is days. One of the words for days used the most from Jimmy's. And it means, to jimmy for position. To get out in the crowd and elbow your way around. Jimmy's is the chief. His chief is divide center. When the army was coming, the chief was in the middle of the ranks when they were all side by side, fixing to come together. And it's the same today. If you see a group of people, a little clique, the chief of that clique will be in the middle. Everybody else will gather around the outsides. And from Jimmy's is chief in the day log. In the day log, I'm lame to. When you're lame, when there's no way you better pay it back. And then as is read za, Z-A. It means to cut power. The only place I ever found this was in a picture, and it was labeling the neck, where you would cut power of something. You cut it off at the neck. And it's za, to cut the power of the yod bitter bear. So to cut power, to za, the yod bitter bearum. Bitter bearum, the bidding hand, is them fingers up. I bid 1, I bid 2. But when it's bitter bear, it means stop. If you're a hatch captain in booming cargo, when you close them fingers down, it means I'll stop. And so, to cut the power, and the hand is bitter bear when there's nothing left in it to them. The hand to bear to Millie, M-I-L-I, to Millie, Moolah, M-U-A-L, and then back the other way, Moolah. And to cut the power, the hand, bitter bear, to Millie, Moolah, vape, to suck it up. To suck the last millionth of a cent, every last penny. Of her when who vellum to. Of her when, and then the W-Y here, Y is who. Who vellum to. Who vellum to, your vel is your skin, and it's because it envelops you, envel. Who vellum to, who encloses them. And any nice niches, the kitty milk y'all. You know, to Annie and NS, and then back the other way, NITCHS, niches. And any nice niches, the kitty milk y'all. Anytime there's a good little niche, you know, the kitty milk y'all. And knew it's backwards and forwards. To knew it, see when the ear is deaf dizzy. You know, y'all knew it. Y'all knew it, see when ear, the ear, hear, is deaf dizzy and doesn't want to hear. And you can see this is what's going on today, and it's happened many times before. And that's why they don't want us to be able to read this, but that's what Zion is, the new it see when. You know, the new world order, the new normal, the new it see when. Zion, that's what we're working on now. The new it see when here, when ear is deaf dizzy, you know, and they're going to slip it right in while your ear is deaf dizzy. You know, you're not hearing it because you're dizzy of all the crazy stuff that's going on in the news right now. And that was up above here. From leech its share are its, where using is news duty. That's how they leech, by using where using is news duty. So this is short. It's right on 12 lines. So I'm going to cut this in half and finish it up in the next movie.
Don't forget. I won't forget.
Alright, I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.